Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Sinking City. We are getting right back to chasing down the murderer of Albert Throgmorton. And we now know that he is probably hiding out in the bar under the keel. That creepy place that we went to earlier where we got gypped for a pistol round.
Oh. Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
Dude, I would give you a fucking bullet if I could. But under the keel. Alright. This is a place where we can start to investigate now.
Stay alert. Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
What's the problem?
Sorry, buddy. Place is definitely marked. Let's see. What's up here? You know, I'm willing to bet you dollars to pesos that some bitch is in here.
The door won't budge.
Yeah, he's probably in there. It wouldn't have bothered, like, coding it otherwise. I've seen some unsettling creatures around.
I've seen some unsettling creatures around. Like nothing I've ever encountered. What are they?
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are, but consider yourself lucky to still be in one piece. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea. Others that they are Kay's punishment for us.
Oh yeah, Kay, their god.
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, I sell a perfect cure right here. Remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead. Unless you're a newcomer.
Alright, well, thank you for the advice, but I need to find Mr. Lewis Flynn.
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah, even if I knew, I don't rat to newcomers.
You want him gone? I can help.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body of Albert Throgmorton, son of Robert. So, it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over and he won't be back to collect what you owe. Get me?
Rock. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me out of this mess, you can have him.
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him once and for all. But save the shooting for outside, huh?
Smart man. There's your good deed for the day.
Hey.
Bye.
Oh yeah, I know how to do this. Yeah. I'm coming for that booty. You won't give me that butt.
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Jesus Christ, man.
Private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son Albert, so I think you know why I'm here.
Throg. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape's fault. You hear me?
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say poetic justice.
I got nothing to hide.
So, how did it all happen?
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. Though I told him that it would only bring bad luck. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Jesus, those fucking teeth.
Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how much Mr. Throgmorton would give us for saving his son. But that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming, attacking us. After that, can't remember a thing.
So why did you kill Albert?
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
I can't remember it. When he woke, it was like a a bloody mist descended over me. First thing I recall after is that darn warehouse and me covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though. I suspected it had something to do with that ape. Turns out,
Got scaly skin.
I was right.
Your actions look deliberate.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
Well, let's see. Why do your people hate the Throgmortons?
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. We just needed a place to stay. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine. The city denied it all.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life harder, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us.
Well, I mean, you're fucking denizens of Dagon.
We suffered.
Why do you look like that?
Why do you... Your face, it's,
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Wanna spit on me, whisper to your friends? What's new?
no, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you before. I didn't mean any offense.
Innsmouthers' bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it. We are proud of who we are.
Blessed by the sea. Yes, indeed. Alright, so what's the Grand family?
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh? Explains a lot.
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. The head honchos of Oakmont are called the Grand Families. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left to protect us Innsmouthers.
Alright.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
I'll think about it.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
You think you're the first person to offer me a bribe?
Please, Mr. Reed.
Now, don't try my patience further, Mr. Flynn.
Alright. So we have Lewis Flynn's testimony. Now he's got some food in here, so what's that? Let's check the Mind Palace again. Lewis was affected by hysteria and Albert was murdered. These are the last two clues that we have. Lewis was aware of what he was doing during the fight with Throgmorton, or Lewis was mentally affected. So, this is... this is actually pretty hard. Because it does seem like there is absolutely the possibility that some weird hoodoo went on with of thing. But at the same time, it really, really, really does seem like he was absolutely aware of what he was doing. Like, I don't want to make enemies of the Innsmouthers, but I mean, it wouldn't be making enemies of them, but it might show. It might show poorly, admittedly. It might show poorly, but from what we have gathered so far, there's anti-Throgmorton sentiment. Lewis may have wanted Albert dead to begin with. Albert was dangerous. Albert spread hysteria around him. Good lord. Yeah, the clues are a fucking mess. Now, if you were doing this my way, I would probably say bring the guy in to the police station, get him checked out, you know, polygraph, the whole thing, whole 9 yards, and we'd be able to tell through that, or at least some more further cross-examination, and, yeah. But trying to prove psychic influence is not exactly something that you can do very easily, or at least, you know, it's really hard to get the insanity play on. I mean, a temporary insanity play might work, but the guy did seesaw in some of the statements that we made. Let's look at the case book. Well, Hammond, fisherman, lives with 3 other colleagues, Barry, Paul, and an Innsmouther named Lewis Flynn. Will told me that Barry found an unconscious Albert and brought him to the house before leaving to inform Robert Throgmorton. Albert woke up and started making horrible sounds. His hysteria seemed to spread to Will, who began to see visions similar to mine. When he recovered, he found Paul dead on the floor. There was no trace of Albert or Lewis. He doesn't remember anything beyond that. Fisherman brought an unconscious boat. Woke up, outburst of hysteria, attacked the fisherman. One of the fishermen shot him. Albert fled through a hole in the wall. There's Robert's thing. He was found barely conscious. A fisherman on the shore who brought him to the house. The fisherman says that Albert was mentally afflicted and acted aggressively. Before disappearing, Robert arrived to investigate and was now standing for the house for question. Alright. I can track down Albert. Yes. Bloodstained note. Please give me 1 more week. I know I owe you, but I'm underwater like everyone else. I don't have enough stock to operate the bar smoothly with the fuzz snooping around the port. But don't worry, I struck a deal. So, okay, so he does have a history of being a strong arm, and that the other guy did owe him. That is something really good to note. So he's not an angel. Torn piece of jacket, blah, blah, blah. Albert was murdered. Found the body of Throgmorton in the basement of a warehouse not far from the fisherman's house. He was fatally shot in the head and impaled on hooks, then hidden. I think from the evidence that is shown, I think he was bullshitting me about having a family. Because he lived with the other fishermen. Why would he have... Why would be living apart from his family? Especially if they're refugees and stuff like that. He wouldn't have enough money to be able to cover for 2 different homes. Because I'm sure he has to pay to sit there and like pay his share of rent to be there with the other fishermen. Alright, and Lewis Flynn, Innsmouther fisherman, killed Albert Throgmorton, is hiding at the local bar in the port. He admitted to that he was at the crime scene, but he can't remember exactly how he killed Albert Throgmorton. He claims he was under mental influence, just like the other fishermen at the house, and that he was not in control of himself. He asked me not to give him up to Robert Throgmorton. I can either reveal Lewis's whereabouts to Throgmorton or save him and lie to Robert. So... Hmm. So I can still do that, but... Lewis was... Oh, it automatically chose it for me. Oh, no, I can go back and I can change some of the things. So, evidence does weigh further towards Albert deliberately murdered Albert. Oh, it's Lewis deliberately murdered Albert. Psychic influence or not, Lewis was out to murder Albert Throgmorton. He had a motive too, the mutual hatred between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons must tell him the truth and bring the murderer to justice. Unless... Let's see what the other thing was. Lewis was under mental influence. Lewis killed Albert Throgmorton while under some sort of mental influence. He couldn't control his actions and thus can't be blamed for Albert's death. I could try and cover for him, or else Robert Throgmorton will have his head. Nah. No, I think he was aware of his actions. I think I'm pretty... Like, it does definitely seem like the guy was aware of it. Giving chase, going after several gunshots, and he called him, like in the mind mental space thing, he was calling him monkey and all that other shit. So I think that's where we're gonna go with it. We're gonna stick with that. Yeah, I'm going to slap it down a quick save right here. Yes. You are fucked, my fishy friend. You murdering bastard. I mean, maybe the guy had it coming, but still, like, fuck. And I guess this was a pretty decent introduction to the mechanics of the game, so... Only had to fire one bullet, which is good. Y'all need to clean up your damn squid and your fucking weird creature problem. Alright. First I want to ask about the strange creatures, because I don't think I'm going to get a chance after this, but...
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something,
What? I don't have all day.
some unusual creatures, and they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. Those unsettling things appeared after the flood. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but fortunately not immune to gunfire.
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible, and when you can, keep your weapons handy.
Alright, so I found your murderer.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm afraid I have bad news.
No.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry, but he was murdered. Shot in the head and the body hidden.
It cannot be true. No. I don't believe it. No.
I've tracked down your son's murderer.
Where? Who is he?
Murderers in the
Just
bar.
as I suspected, the Innsmouther Lewis is responsible for your son's murder. He's hiding at the local bar. Just ask the bartender. Seems like he had a bone to pick with your family and took it out on Albert.
Oh, that scum won't be getting off easy. The whole city shall see what happens when you cross the Throgmortons. Justice, bittersweet as it is, shall be served. It's rare for a newcomer to make himself so useful. Thank you.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press you, but do you think you could help me now?
Yes, you've earned it. Kay, to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't, but I digress. Remind me, what brought you to Oakmont?
My brains don't works right. I keep having some nightmares. Stuff. Peanut butter monkeys keep trying to kill me and beat my jimmies. Sorry. I couldn't help it. Yeah. Fuck. Investigating cases of insanity.
I'm looking into an outbreak of erratic behavior and madness, all linked to shared visions of this place.
Indeed. Then our goals align. This inexplicable hysteria has spread through Oakmont after the flood. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be responsible.
What is, why a geological expedition there, Slick?
Geological expedition? I'm not sure I follow.
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
Any link between the visions and hysteria?
Do these cases of hysteria involve shared visions as well?
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them herself.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture, a sleeping giant, drowned streets, and a voice calling from the depths.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition, desperately wanting to find the cause.
Alright, so, you think the flood is unnatural?
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than just a natural disaster.
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened defied scientific explanation.
Well, what are your discoveries so far, Mr. Monkey Man?
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be coincidence. Why was he alone at the port? And where are the others?
Well, maybe it's linked.
Do you think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered something?
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert, the only one I could trust, comes ashore and is killed.
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you're as interested in the expedition for some as I am.
Yes, I am. Tell me more. Tell me more.
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do not speak to me like that again.
I'm sorry, Mr. Throgmorton. I just meant the more I know, the better.
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe and Albert. When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.
Alright, well, I think there's the matter of my fee.
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some compensation for your work here at the port. I'll also include a fair advance in bullets.
Bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to bartering. Bullets mean more than bills.
Alright, gave me... Oh, shit! 4440s? Woo-hoo-hoo! Frosty welcome is complete. New case, lost at sea. Yes. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up our map. Alrighty. Now, I believe he said something about orchard? Deep Shore March, Deep Shore, Pearl, Nantucket, Levi. You know, it's probably, if I zoom out, I can see it. If I wasn't, you know, retarded. Old Grove, that's where it is. Yeah, Throgmorton Manor. It's actually on there. Okay, cool. So we don't need to put a pin on the board just yet for that. But let's get our asses to the Devil's Reef Hotel finally. And that will probably do it for what we can do today, because we're kind of starting to run a little bit low on time here. But yeah, fuck that guy. Murderous bastard. Hey, this is what you get for killing folks in my town. Alright. Oh! Wait, is this going to be a cutscene, or... Yeah, it's a cutscene. Let's hope the sound is lined up. Oh, shit. This doesn't seem good. I passed out. Okay, scary ocean vagina. Yes, let's not fall in that. Where the fuck am I at? Don't just teleport me like that. What in the fuck? Lost at sea. Robert Throgmorton funded an expedition to discover the origin of mass hysteria gripping Oakmont. The expedition was to explore the seabed near Oakmont. Contact with the expedition was soon lost. Albert Throgmorton was the only known survivor. He was subsequently murdered. I was hired to find any other expedition members, dead or alive. Throgmorton will be waiting for my report at his manor in southern Oak Grove. Costume unlocked, daywear. Okay. Plea for help. Dear Mr. Reed, I understand that you are the private eye that caught the murderer in the port. My life is in danger and I cannot trust anyone in this city. Please come to my room, which is just opposite of yours. I am in despair. My studies have drawn me the attention of vile forces. They stalk me and will take me soon. I have cast my lot, and I am beyond saving. But the 7 books must be saved at any cost. Even if I'm gone, find my notes there. This knowledge must not be lost, as it could be our kind's last hope for enlightenment. Please be the bearer of this light where I have failed. Mystic tones. Interesting. Oh. Got some goodies. Antipsychotics. Also good. Let's flip this. Charles W. Reed. All that we see or seem is just a dream within a dream.
Never again, they say.
Oh. That's a thing.
Crew of the Cyclops. Semper Fortis, brothers.
Ah, so you were a submarine dude. Okay. My diary, part 1. I don't know what exactly sank the USS Cyclops. Only remember the screams and the metal creaking, water filling the deck, and my headache, the worst I ever had. I found myself among the floating seaweed, drowning. Nearby piece of the boat helped me survive, reach the shore of a small island. They found me on it later, starving, half-mad, and babbling about the ancient ruins and their denizens. The officials said none of what I thought I had seen was real. But my memories are true, and my strange powers gained after the ordeal prove it. I found something horrible on that island. Something old, dark, and slithering, and it still haunts me. Interesting. The more we know about our good friend Mr. Reed. Laudanum.
No matter how much of this I chug down, the visions always return.
Holy fuck. For those of you who are unaware of what laudanum is basically a watered down and alcohol tinted solution of opium. it's fucking heroin, practically. Ooh, ooh, ooh! I like that. It's like, this isn't a bad look, but I mean, that's just damn slick. You know, I might just go for it. Let's see. The scarf's a little shit, but yeah, we'll have changed clothes. Yeah, well, it makes sense. It's like, oh, it's horribly wet and miserable here. Our other clothes were soaked to fucking back. Raids on Innsmouthers. The number of attacks on Innsmouth immigrants has increased. Raids are intensifying, with more and more Innsmouthers exposed to abuse and assault. Sometimes whole families are found dead in their houses. Police are on the case. Several illegal Innsmouther businesses captured by their owners and sent to jail. The city ought to have been cleaned of these fish-faced scum long ago, said Robert Throgmorton, head of the Throgmorton Grand family. I regret only one thing. It all started too late. Had we not neglected our civic duties, my son Albert would still be here with us. Son of a bitch, I started a race war. Fuck! Oh, this is the timeline I chose. God damn it. This is what I did. This is what I did. Let me chug the laudanum, please. Note from J. Vandenberg. Johannes Vandenberg. Mr. Reed, it seems that you overexerted yourself while conducting the investigation for Mr. Throgmorton. Forgive me for the audacity, but I brought you here to the Devil's Reef while you were unconscious. Please take more care of yourself in the future. I won't be here for you every time. I didn't do shit! Fuck you, asshole. Alright. Is this the guy? This is the guy. This is the guy. Though, that being said, this investigation on the creepy tomes stuff will have to be concluded next time. Do tune in, ladies and gentlemen, for our next episode. I hope to see you all there. Till then, bye-bye!